Okay, the last simple command that I use a lot is merge. Okay, so merge is a way for you to pull some other data in from a different data source. So we've got this data here, but we want to add some additional information from somewhere else, and we want to like tell STATA like how to add it on, right? Not just to sort of mush these two things together, but make sure that like we're merging it. You know, we've got this make of car, and we're going to put this other information for that same make of car next to it, right? So that's what that's what merge is going to do. So we've got a new data set. Let's use this new data set. Oh, I already saved that other data set, so I'm going to pull some information from that other data set back in. But all right, so here's our new data set. It's got weight, right? And maybe we say, okay, we've got weight, but we want to add in price from our other data set here, and we want to, you know, we want to tack it on like the same make for the same make, right? So merge has a few pieces to it. The first piece is what's our key variable? What are we lining up these two data sets with? And that's make. And STATA is gonna want to see that variable in both data sets, right? Otherwise, it's going to get confused. It needs to be formatted similarly in both data sets. And the same values need to be the same values in both data sets, right? So if there's an extra, you know, an extra space in all that text for all the makes in one of the data sets versus the other, or there's some capital letters or something, it's not gonna merge right? So you want to be careful about that. It's easiest to do with numbers generally. That's why there's often like ID numbers for different states or people or whatever in these data sets. So we got that. That's our key. That's sort of the key variable there. As it can be multiple variables, doesn't need to be one. Then we've got using auto, right? So that's telling STATA, you know, you've only got this one data set in memory right now. This is the other data set I want you to go and look for this variable make in to bring it in, to merge it in, right? So this other data set auto that's not in memory right now, and we want to keep these variables from that data set, right? That's the option that we're using here. The last piece is we want to tell STATA, what kind of merge is this? Is this a one-to-one merge, or is it a many-to-one merge? Or is it a one-to-many merge? So one-to-one means that the data set, both of these data sets that we're merging together, they both have observations just at the make level, right? There's one make in each of these data sets. If it was the case that we had this other data set that's not in memory has, you know, make by year, right? For each make they have, you know, 10 different years. That would be a one-to-many merge, which would be fine. We would just end up with, you know, 10 observations for each make in the final data set. And likewise, if the data set in memory has 10 observations for each make, and the one that we're pulling in has only one, then we would be doing a many-to-one merge, right? And we'd still end up with those 10 observations for each make. So let's see what happens when we pull this in. Again, I already saved this other auto data set. Gives us this result here. It says how many of these observations matched. So there was the same make in both data sets, and how many did not match. 0. So this was great. So we don't have to worry too much about this. Sometimes you'll find that there's a few observations in one data set that don't line up with the other, a few observations in this data set that don't line up in the other. And depending on your situation, you're gonna have to figure out how to deal with that. Maybe that's an issue with some sort of data error in each of the data sets, or maybe there's something about how each of those samples was constructed that you wouldn't expect them to match up exactly, but something you're gonna have to think through. And this result that spit out sort of flags that for you.